Welcome, young inventors. My name is Sarah Monroe. I'm Director of Communications at the Academy of Applied Science, and I'm here to give you some tips on creating your video to submit to our virtual competition for the Northern New England Invention Convention. Part of the requirements this year to compete in our virtual competition are creating a video, uploading up to 5 photos, and those can be of your invention, your prototype, your display board, or even you and your teammates. There's also a registration form and a media release that we ask you to complete with your parents or guardians, and do all of this before April 19th. Now, I know that the video is a big concern for people, so we're here to give you some tips today. We want to make sure that you know that you're being judged on your ideas, your creativity, and your design. The judges aren't going to assess how great your video is, but we do want to make sure that you are seen and heard, and that's why we have today's webinar. So for the video, you must state your name, and if you're part of a team, please include all of the names of your teammates and your grades, your school, your city and state, and your invention name. And you can say all of those in the beginning in your introduction. We also have some length restrictions. If you're competing in the general or in challenge invention categories, you get to submit one video that's 4 to 6 minutes long. If you created a chain reaction invention, you get to submit 2 videos. One that gives us an overview of what your invention is all about, and then 3 to 4 minutes showing us your invention at work. Now remember that invention at work can be the chain reaction's successful completion. We don't need to see if it didn't work. Please use all the time that you need, and that means if you need less than 4 to 6 minutes or your other time restrictions, you don't have to submit a full-length video. So if it takes less time, don't try to stretch the time. We also ask that you have a continuous video, so no editing or extra production involved with this, just straight out presentation. We want to give you some tips. So the first one is have good lighting. So this picture shows me standing with my back to a window. So you want to make sure that you're getting good lighting on your face. Right now, I have a window in front of me, so it's producing light and shining on me so that you can see my face well. We also want to give you some tips on framing because we want to see you and your invention. We ask that you record horizontally. So that means whoever's recording your video holds a phone or a camera this way instead of this way. And again, you can use those 5 photos that you can submit for close-ups, so people don't have to zoom in and out to show details of either your prototype or your display board. We also have a few pictures here that shows you that we don't have to see your feet. You can record your video that just shows the tabletop and your waist up and you holding your invention or showing us how the prototype works. So this is one of our inventors, Arthur. We have another inventor here who's showing how her hammer works. And then this young guy who's showing us how his saucer ski works. So with the audio, we want to make sure that you're heard. So speak up as if you're giving a class presentation. We also recommend that you record in a quiet place, and that may mean having to close windows and doors and maybe shooing a pet out of the way so that it's a quieter space. We also want to make sure you keep your microphone clear. So for all those people who are recording you, if you're recording on a phone, make sure that you hold the phone with your fingers away from the microphones, right? And sometimes if you tuck your elbows in and just hold it with your fingertips, that will be the best way to record. So what are you going to say in this invention? We have a few tips of what you can say, but of course, make the presentation your own is the most important tip of all. But some things that you can address are how you came up with your idea, the research you conducted, what were the results and conclusions from that research, and how did that contribute to how you designed your invention. You can also address how you overcame challenges, mistakes, setbacks, iterations. Maybe the prototype that you're presenting is not the very first one, and certainly talk about how you evolved your invention over time. Also talk about why your invention is unique and important for today's society and how your invention helps people today. There's a few other tips to consider. We always like to practice, and we know you probably did this for your school or local invention fair. So practice out loud. You can ask a friend or family member, or even practice in front of the mirror. We also recommend that you practice without saying words like or, like, sort of, it's really easy to fall into that. So don't feel like it has to be perfect. Also consider your body language. We want you to be yourself, but also try not to squirm around too much, because that becomes distracting for people to watch. And also time yourself from start to finish. Remember those caps that we have on video length to make it easier on our judges. Some presentation tips: we recommend that you slow down. It's okay to take a breath, to blink, to swallow, to speak in a way that people will see you, hear you, and understand you. We also encourage you to make eye contact with the camera. So speak to the camera as if it's a person. I know it can be a little hard, but try it, practice it, and I'm sure it'll be great. And we also encourage you to smile. Smiles are contagious, and your personality and enthusiasm will come through to our judges as they watch your video. But most importantly, be yourself. You came up with this idea, you're the expert on your invention, and you are the best person to present that. So always remember to be yourself. We also remember to submit your materials to your Google Drive folder. The deadline is April 19th at 3 p.m. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to email Tina White, who's the director of the Young Inventors Program, or me, and our email addresses are listed on this slide. So thanks so much for listening to this presentation today. Good luck with producing your videos, and we can't wait to see your inventions this month.